Hello and welcome to another updated video about Ethereum. Ethereum is pretty much doing what I expected in the last video. I told you in the last video that what we were seeing here, one second, on its way up here, that this looked very corrective and that this was just a correction in a larger downtrend that we needed to do before we come down into the yellow target area once more. And this is exactly what we can do. You can see here, I did tell you to move up higher. We need to impulsively break above 4,100. Now we haven't done that. We basically found strong resistance here at the $4,100 level, and there's a bit of a range, a little bit up and down from there between 4,050 and 4,150. You can also see here on the VPVR on the right hand side, the historic volume. You can see that there is a peak exactly at the area where we couldn't really get through here with Ethereum. So this red line here, which is generated by that indicator, is also lying directly here on the 0.382 fib level of 4,078 US dollars. So that's something worth pointing out. Also, we came back as expected in the yellow target area again. Overall, though, we're making higher lows here, but it is still looking very, very corrective, especially with the latest very strong retracement. I wouldn't be surprised if we get to the $3,500 level again. This is the 0.618 fib here at 3,585. And I guess if you've seen my previous videos, you know my expectation that we are going to see Ethereum follow Bitcoin to potentially higher levels at around 55 to 63k for Bitcoin, which could even lead Ethereum maybe to 4,400 here, that fib level, the 0.214, where we also had here significant highs in the past, or even to 4,800, somewhere at this target level up here that we did hit in our move up to this larger wave one. After this increase, though, maybe envisioning something like that where we could come down once more now, maybe with Bitcoin selling off a little bit further before we then move up in this Bitcoin wave B. Check out my Bitcoin videos if you don't know what I'm talking about. Move up here maybe another 20 to 30%. So that could be something like that could take us to the $4,800 level maybe, before we then come down, maybe even get to the lower support of this target area. If we drop below that, that would even unlock lower prices. But what my point is that this foundation we're building here is not looking impulsive at all. In my view, we are building here something, you can't really build a sustainable move up on this basis here at the moment. It's looking too corrective at the moment. And also with Bitcoin the same, where Ethereum normally follows Bitcoin to a certain degree, and with a Bitcoin structure as well in mind, I would expect here that we will see another bit of a rally to the upside before we then come down in sort of this final sell-off of the current wave, before we then go to new all-time highs in the next year. That could then take us to, as I said before, at least 6,168, the 1.618 extension, possibly even here 7,000 or 8,250, and that is based on that scenario. The further we come down, the higher, and it sounds crazy, but it is what it is based on fibs. The further we come down in this correction down, the higher the next high can be. And this is all based on Fibonacci extensions and how this thing works. But normally the lower you retrace down, the higher you can come up in the next move up. That is just what it is. And it is also, if you imagine the indicators, for example the RSI or the MACD, the lower they are, and if they turn around from a very low point and angle, they can really push the price much higher. So I also get this supported, this view, by looking at the weekly MACD, where we had recently a bearish cross, and you have no sign of recovering, no sign at all on the weekly MACD at the moment. So I would expect here further move down. I did show you that in the previous video as well, and so far it is playing out. Also the weekly MACD I mean, we are still in the bullish range, but again, no sign of support here yet. On the daily, we've also just seen another bearish crossover on the MACD here. And we are in the bearish range on the daily, which means that sort of in the shorter term, you know, I wouldn't expect here a massive a bull run to the upside or new all-time highs. I think we have some further correction along the way anyway. Maybe, as I said here, a little bit of a move up, pretty much what we did here, yeah. And then further continuation down before at some point down here, possibly at around $3,200, which is here the 0.786 fib level. We are going to find some key support. That would be my expectation based on this scenario. And then we go and turn around and get to these 2022 levels. But if we lose this level, there was another scenario I showed you in a previous video where we do have to take the higher level wave count into consideration, where we would then have a lower target range here, all the way down to potentially 2000 or rather 2400 level, from which then you would turn around. And if we assume that, this could mean even higher levels next year, possibly all the way up to $10,000, which I think is what we want to see next year. All right, so hopefully you liked the update video about Ethereum. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. And if you really like the content, maybe consider joining as a channel member. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.